NASCAR penalizes Hendrick again. They amend their rules for future panel decisions, and we've got the All-Star format. Let's talk about it. Coming up next. What's going on? Hope you're doing good today. All right, let's jump right into it. The not so random search for NASCAR revealed that the 48 and the 24, shocking, are going to be penalized. They are going to lose 60 points. Let's take a look at this. From Jeff Gluck. Big penalties for Hendrick again. William Byron and Alex Bowman cars were taken as randoms, quote unquote. Everybody feels like that random was not random at all, by the way. At Richmond, found to have illegal greenhouse areas during R&D center teardown. Both drivers lose 60 points, 5 playoff points, and suspension to crew chief suspended 2 races and fined $75K. Since they are already on backup crew chiefs, it's actually going to be the backup crew chiefs that get the suspension for not being able to be at the racetrack. Of course, Hendrick could appeal this, but it seems like NASCAR is going to sort of jump in here, and they're just going to penalize Hendrick until they get the penalties that they want them to have. So they're basically going to try to even the playing field here and sort of put them where Colleague is at. And that is something I mentioned on the other, except NASCAR is doing it the exact opposite way of how I would do it. I would have put Colleague back to 0 as NASCAR anyway, just to have a level playing field for everybody. But it looks like NASCAR is going the other direction, and they're just going to keep nitpicking and finding stuff with Hendrick until they get the penalty that they originally wanted Hendrick to have anyway. A lot of people don't like this, and a lot of people had things to say about it. Another thing that a lot of people had to say, including Cal Tracer, who I think is the Door Bumper Clear burner account, what a lot of people say. Here's what they had to say about it. Random question, if you're going to take the 24 and the 48 to the R&D for teardown, why wouldn't you take the 5, being as that team won the race? This is a very important question. And immediately everybody on Twitter told them that, hey, guess what? The 5 car won the race, the 9 car finished second, the top 3 go to teardown at the racetrack anyway, so that is why they didn't take them to the random R&D. So there you go. A lot of people had something to say about that, and of course, they pushed back, so it became a thing on Twitter. But basically, the reason that the 5 and the 9 car didn't go back, in everybody's opinion for the most part, or the vast majority of people's opinion in the most part, is because they were torn down at the racetrack. Per Bob Pockrass, the appeals panel can now only modify a penalty. If a points penalty is issued, then it must keep a points penalty within the range in the rule book of the level of the penalty. And then he went on to say, obviously, if the appeals panel determines the penalty did not occur, they can wipe out all of the penalties. But if they determine a penalty did occur, then they must use the range of penalties from the penalties issued. So that is the amendment he is talking about that NASCAR made to its rules. So now when something goes to an appeals panel, not these previous ones that they've already been caught that are still up in the air, but all the ones after the Hendrick R&D teardown, all the ones after that will be under this new amendment of NASCAR's rules. So they can only keep it within the range, and that range for this particular penalty is 20 to 70. So even if this one gets amended, it will still be a 20-point penalty for each one of those cars, the 48 and the 24. So there you go. That is all the penalty news I think I can handle for this week. Hopefully there is no more penalty nonsense going on, because I don't know if I can deal with another doggone penalty thing. All right, let's get to the All-Star format. And you can see here NASCAR released its All-Star format. The All-Star Open will be 100 laps with a competition break around lap 40. The top 2 finishers transfer to the All-Star race. The fan vote winner also transfers to the All-Star race. Then you go on to the All-Star race. You've got the Pit Crew Challenge, which will set the field, and it is based strictly on pit time. And then you have the format for the actual All-Star race. There will be 2 heats to set the inside and outside field. Both of those heats will be 60 laps each. The result of Heat Race 1 will set the inside row. The result of Heat Race 2 will set the outside row. Then on to the actual All-Star race format. 200 laps. You start on sticker tires with additional sets in the pit box. All laps will count. Overtime rule is in effect. Competition break on or around lap 100. After the competition break, only 1 additional set of stickers may be used. Sticker tires, of course, is what they're talking about there. And then just a little odds and ends. All-Star Race Field will be the 2022-2023 NASCAR Cup Series points winners, past All-Star Race winners, and NASCAR Cup Series champions, All-Star Open top 2 finishers, NASCAR fan vote winner. Now let's look at who else is locked in to the All-Star. Pro Bowl Pockets once again. Drivers in the All-Star will be Bell, Blaney, Bowman, Briscoe, Busher, Kyle Busch, William Byron, Ross Chastain, Austin Cindric, Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Eric Jones, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Tyler Reddick, Daniel Suarez, Ricky Stenhouse, Martin Truex Jr., and Bubba Wallace. Had to focus really hard there because Brad Keselowski is now going by Brad Keselowski, and he was given the okay to do that by Brad Perez, but Brad Perez's fans gave some pushback before they knew that he had been given the grace to call himself Brad Keselowski. So if you look at the top of Brad Keselowski's rail this week, it will say Brad Keselowski. All right, if you made it this far, feel free to subscribe down below. All your subscriptions mean a lot to the channel, and I really do appreciate them. If you're already subscribed, you know I appreciate you guys as well. If you got a comment, question, or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.